The Future of Skyscrapers in 2050. Hello lovely YouTube family! Welcome back to Future 10s. In today's videos, we are going to talk about the future of skyscrapers in 2050. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. It is estimated that by 2050, 75% of the world's then 9 billion strong population will live in cities. Urban sprawl is already problematic and planners are faced with new challenges as they aim to build towards the sky rather than the horizon. In addition, cities are increasingly faced with climate change, rising energy costs, and the possibility of future natural or man-made disasters. In response to these issues, Arup has proposed their vision of an urban building and city of the future. In their proposal, titled It's Alive, they imagine an urban ecosystem of connected living buildings that not only create space, but also craft the environment. According to Arup, buildings of the future will not only produce energy and food, but will also provide its occupants with clean air and water. Arup begins throwing out the idea that a building is a passive shell. In their vision, each building is a living organism with a nervous system of sensors exchanging data with a central brain, which controls the energy, lighting, and facade systems. However, they also envision connecting these buildings together to optimize the production and consumption of energy, food, and water throughout the city. More radically, each building would physically change too. The basis of each tower is a permanent structural frame of floor slabs. Into this frame, they would integrate prefabricated modules, tailored to the occupants and repaired, upgraded and replaced, as needed by robots. The building could change to keep up to date with shifting use, climate, technological advances, and the personalities of its occupants. Smaller components would be digitally fabricated on-site to allow for rapid customization. Energy for the building would be provided by a painted photovoltaic facade, fuel cells, and downdraft controlling turbines, while algae pods would produce biofuel for the city's public transport. Information about the building's energy usage would be displayed on huge OLED. Drinking water would be harvested from atmospheric moisture by modified turbines. The water would be recycled and reused for urban farming, producing food within the building's green spaces. Nanoparticle air filters and surfaces would clean the air and remove CO2. Arup is far from being the first to propose a vision of the future. In fact, their proposal shares common features with many past suggestions, which tend to be as brilliantly innovative as they are completely misguided. A possible reason for this discord between the vision and the future is that we tend to see the problems facing futurelings as exaggerated versions of current concerns, while failing to predict the major cultural, political, and economic shifts that inevitably happen. In the 1920s, president of the Architectural League of New York, Harvey W. Corbett, offered his vision for the American city of the tomorrow. With city centers becoming increasingly overcrowded, he imagined vertically stratifying the city according to function. Apartments and living space would be atop half-mile-tall skyscrapers. Beneath would be schools, offices, then restaurants. The city's roads and railways would be buried underground, leaving vast pedestrian concourses at ground level. For its ingenuity, his plan failed to account for America's mass exodus to the suburbs after World War II, which stemmed the city center population boom. Hopping on the same post-war, suburban bandwagon, the British government also passed legislation to speed up the development of satellite towns to ease London's population problem. One idea, which was briefly considered in the 1950s, was to build British architect Geoffrey Allen Jellicoe's prototype for the future city. The snappily titled Metopia flipped Corbett's ideas on their head. He put all of the town's roads on top of its rectangular apartment blocks, leaving everything below free for pedestrians. In the 1960s, inspired by the new fluid society, Archigram proposed that not just the cars, but also the entire city itself should be a mobile affair. Their plug-in city proposed a city of concrete megastructures, which could hold removable living quarters. Taking the moving city concept to an even more psychedelic level, they proposed the walking city, a metropolis carried on the back of a sentient robot who would roam the landscape at will, delivering his citizens to different areas as needs and resources dictated. However, the age of the mega robo-city was regretfully cut short by the oil crises of the 1970s and focus on efficiency, sustainability, and economy. As offbeat as these proposals seem, It is worth noting that the basic ideas of segregating pedestrians, customizable modules, and a robot at the controls live on in Arab's proposal today. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us.